Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders is hereby called to order. Madam Clerk, can you please call roll?
Freeholder Bobadilla. Present. Freeholder Vice President Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Present.
Freeholder Jones.
Present.
Freeholder Luciano, absent. Freeholder Richardson.
Here.
Freeholder Sebo.
Here.
Freeholder Toro, absent. Freeholder President Timberlake.
Here. Okay, please stand to salute our flag. I'm going to ask Freeholder Jones if she could please lead us in that salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
And please remain standing for a moment of silence. And please say a prayer during this moment of silence also for the victims that were struck down in New York yesterday. Thank you. I have before me a certification from the clerk that this meeting was indeed in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Madam Clerk, are there any transcripts to be approved?
Madam President, there are 4. Board meeting, October the 11th, 2017. Conference meeting, October 4th, 2017. Conference board meeting, September 13th, 2017, and September 27th, 2017.
Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments regarding the transcripts? Do you have a motion and a second to approve them?
I'll move it.
Okay, moved by Freeholder Johnson. Is there a second? Second by Freeholder Richardson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Jones.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano, absent. Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Sebo.
Yes.
Freeholder Toro, absent. Freeholder President Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, are there any topics of discussion?
Madam President, there are none.
All right, let's move to public comment session on agenda items. Are there any members of the public wishing to comment on agenda items only? If so, please come forward, state your name and affiliation for the record. Are there any members of the public wishing to comment on any issue at all? Okay. Hearing none, we are going to close public comment session. Madam Clerk, do we have any ordinances or resolution on introduction and first reading?
Madam President, there are none.
Okay. Do we have any ordinances or resolution on second reading and public hearing for listing purposes only?
Madam President, there is one ordinance number O-2017-0008, an ordinance appropriating $2,500,000 by the County of Essex for the acquisition of various capital equipment.
Okay. All right. Madam Clerk, and this is for introduction.
It's on second reading and public hearing listing only.
Okay, so then we'll please list it. Do we have any more?
Madam President, we have an ordinance on resolutions on second reading and public hearing, and we have none.
Okay.
Madam President, those are all the ordinances.
Thank you. So then let's move to the resolutions. Resolution 1 has been withdrawn by the administration, as has been resolution number 5, as well as 6. So we're going to move to resolutions number 2 through 8, and I ask that you read it into the record at a later time. Mr. Coltree, can you please explain?
Good evening, Madam President. Julius Coltree, Deputy County Administrator, in place of Robert Jackson this evening, County Administrator. Number 2 is a vice and consent nomination for reappointment of Joseph McCarthy to the Essex County Environmental Commission for a term of June 30th, 2020. Number 3 is a vice and consent nomination for the appointment of James A. Vekas to the Essex County Advisory Board for the Arts term through 6/30/18, replacing Richard T. Bryant. Mr. Vekas is here, though.
Okay, please come forward. Mr. Villegas? Then you can correct us on how to say your last name.
Vyas.
There you go. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Yes, good evening. My name is Jim Vyas. I am the producing artistic director of the American Theater Group. I am a former attorney, or as I like to say, a recovering attorney. I gave up law about 20 years ago to run a theater company in northern Jersey. Past 5 years, I've been running the American Theater Group, which recently had the honor of being named the resident theater company at South Orange Performing Arts Center.
Yep. I did know that, and you're doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
Okay. Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments? Okay, Mr. Polavecchio? Freeholder Siebold?
Thank you very much. I read your resume, and you really have an extensive background in theater, and I'm very pleased that you're willing to devote your time to this. We need people like you.
Thank you. It's an honor
you.
to be in this community. We're really excited. We invite you all to our reading on November 19th, I think Sunday, and then our first full production is the opening date is Saturday, January 27th. It's a new play called A Good Farmer about an immigrant farm worker who is trying to help a family maintain a small family farm. A beautiful, beautiful play.
You do wonderful work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Freeholders? The arts are just so important, and it's really very good to see you again, and you're
Good
doing
to see you,
great
President
things.
Kimberly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Coltree?
Madam President, I'd like to know, is Mr. McCartney in the audience?
Yes, yes.
Can you step up, please?
Okay.
Would you like to tell us about yourself?
I worked with Verizon for 37 years. I've been the chairman of the West Orange Open Space Commission for the last 9, total of 16 years on the commission. The treasurer for the West Orange Arts Council for the last 6 years. And this will be my second go-around in the Environmental Commission. So.
Okay. Freeholders? Freeholder Siebold?
Thank you. I know Joe McCartney well, and I'm the freeholder liaison to the Essex County Environmental Commission, and I'm pleased that he is on that commission and he's going to be reappointed. He does wonderful work, and recently he received the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection 2017 Green Community Achievement Award. Did I get it right?
Yes.
And that's in recognition of all the work that he does, and he's chair of the West Orange Open Space Commission, and he does an extremely good job, and I'm happy he's willing to devote his time to the Essex County Environmental Commission. They have a wonderful, wonderful group. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Okay. Freeholders? Mr. Polavecchio?
No comments.
Thank you so much. Mr. Coltree?
Number 4, Madam President, advice and consent nomination for the reappointment of Margaret J. L. to the Essex County Advisory Board for the Arts. Term to run June 30th, 2019.
Good evening.
Good evening. Would you like to tell us about yourself?
Sure. My name is Margaret Eel. I'm a resident of the city of Newark, and I serve as the Special Assistant for the Arts for Newark Public Schools, where I supervise visual, performing, and media arts programs.
Okay. Freeholders? Mr. Polavecchio?
No comments.
Freeholder Siebold?
Thank you. I too read your resume, and I think you do wonderful work. You're vice principal of curriculum and instruction now, is that correct?
So actually, I'm no longer a vice principal at Arts High School. I supervise the arts for the entire district now.
That's wonderful, and I'm so happy you're willing to devote time to this committee.
Thank
do
you.
a wonderful job. Thank you.
Yes, and again, arts are so important, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Coltree?
Number 7, Madam President, advice and consent nomination for the reappointment of Carolyn Ryan Reed to the Essex County Advisory Board for the Arts. Term to run 6/30/20.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for considering me. My name is Carolyn Ryan Reed, also formerly an attorney, but now director of the East Orange Public Library. And you all know that libraries are arts and cultural centers, and we continue to push art and culture and provide it for our community members. And I thank you for a reappointment, a chance to promote arts in Essex County.
Thank you. And Ms. Reed, this is a leading question, but I'm hearing something about the libraries on the ballot.
Yes, it is.
Would you like to tell us about that? This is a
I'm not
non-political
supposed
meeting.
I'm not supposed to say vote one way or the other, but we would appreciate it if you consider urban construction, library construction. You know that urban libraries in particular are well-used and well-worn, and we all could do with some renovation and some new things.
Yes,
Thank
and I
you.
think that's question number 1 on the ballot.
Yes.
Yeah. So just information for the public. We're not telling you how to vote, we're just telling you that it's there. Thank you so much, Ms. Reed, for what you do. Freeholders? Oh, I'm gonna get Freeholder Richardson now, because he actually beat you, Freeholder Seabolt. Go ahead, Freeholder Richardson.
Don't figure. Yeah. Oh, thank you, friend of mine, for wanting to continue in the arts department and promoting the arts and the library work that you do. And you're right, it's a very important question that is on the ballot. And please consider it, everyone who's out there, and thank you for your service.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate you.
Thank you. Freeholder Seabolt?
Thank you. I was just going to add that the East Orange Public Library is a very, very important library, and you are head of an important library, and you do a wonderful job, and I'm glad you're willing to give up your time for this advisory board. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And East Orange is where I hail from, so, and I know that plenty of youth rely on that library for almost like a sanctuary to go to after school, so your leadership is phenomenal, and I'm glad to have you here as a reappointment for the Advisory Board of Arts. All right, Mr. Paul Vecchio?
Thank you.
Mr. Coltree?
I'm just glad to know that there's an alternate career path for recovering lawyers.
Get into the arts, Michael.
That's it.
Figure out what talent you have and go for it.
I'll draw some pictures.
He said he'll draw some pictures. All right. Thank you so much. Mr. Coltree?
Number 8, Madam President, you're making me laugh, Michael. Advice and consent nomination for the reappointment of Catherine Sullivan to the Essex County Advisory Board for the Arts. The term runs from June 30th, 2020. Is Ms. Sullivan in the audience? Madam President, as of this time, we'd like to withdraw that for further.
Okay, so we're going to withdraw resolution number 8. All right. Now let's move on to resolution number 9. Mr. Coltree?
Thank you, Madam President. Office of the Prosecutor, a resolution approving participation in the state of New Jersey federal grant program administered by the Division of Criminal Justice, Department of Law and Public Safety. This was originally approved at a previous date, but the state is now looking for a new resolution with the grant number and the dates included. Grant is for $86,932. Stop Violence Against Women grant. Housekeeping resolution.
Okay. Mr. Paul Vecchio?
No questions.
Freeholders? All right. It's obviously a very important grant, and it's unfortunate that it's needed, but I'm glad that we have it to go out to support the work with stopping violence against women in particular. All right. Hearing no questions and no comments, and again, Deborah's reading all agenda items into the record at a later time. Please list resolution number 9 for action later this evening, later at our next meeting. Mr. Coltree, resolution number 10.
Number 10, Department of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs contract award to Z-Tech Contracting, LLC, the lowest responsive and responsible bidder to furnish and deliver Swan Chariot pedal boats. 24-month agreement, amount not to exceed $77,144.64. Each boat is $6,428.72, and Josh is here to speak on that.
Joshua Zates, Essex County Parks. Through you, Madam Chair, it's a straight bid, but if there's anything specific you'd like to know about the Swan boats, I will certainly try to answer.
You have the different color swans?
Yes, we have the option of purchasing white or black.
Okay. Freeholders?
Where will those, Madam President, where will those boards be located, in what parks?
Where will they be
These
located?
are for the Orange Reservoir located in West Orange, right by the zoo complex.
Mr. Palavecchio?
Oh, just to say it's the lowest responsive and responsible bidder of the 3 bids that were received.
Freeholder Jones?
No, I just wanted to know in terms, is it a private contractor that they hire? Will we be responsible for if there is an accident dealing with water and boats and children? If he could elaborate a little bit more on to what this consists of.
Josh, can you elaborate?
Yeah, I would have to defer to somebody else, but I would imagine any kind of liability is covered throughout the county's blanket insurance policy as far as any unforeseen accidents.
How many boats are we talking about?
We currently have 22 swan boats, and this gives us an option to purchase an additional 12. Not sure if we'll purchase all 12, but it is available to us if we deem it necessary.
Secondly, the person who run the boiling in that particular area you're talking about up near the reservoir, am I correct?
Correct.
Are they employees of the county, or these are from different agencies?
Through you, Madam Chair, these are county employees who would man the boats.
And how long has these boats have been in existence at the reservoir?
The current boats that we have, we've been purchasing them numerous times throughout the creation of the complex. I believe the complex is roughly 4 or 5 years old. So on numerous times, we started, I think, with 6 swan boats, and we kept expanding. They're very popular, so everybody who goes there wants a swan boat, so we want to try to accommodate as many patrons as possible.
Second again. Is those boats just for the children, or can adults utilize those particular boats?
It's for whoever would like to use them. Children would obviously have to be accompanied by an adult, but both adults and children.
And lastly, if I chose to take a boat ride, how much would it cost?
Mm-hmm. That's the question that I always ask as well, Leb.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What's the price to get on the boat?
Oh, sure. I'm glad you asked, because I am prepared.
Yeah, because I always
It
ask
is.
you that, right?
You do. It's for a 2-person rental would be $15 for half an hour, 4-person $19 for half an hour, and then as the board is aware, since the property is technically owned by Orange, we do give Orange residents a discount, where a 2-person boat would be $7 and a 4-person boat would be $9.
Okay, and I will make a statement that I constantly make regarding this. Whenever you have a family of 4 or 5 and you just want to have an afternoon and go up there on the lake, it really is very pricey to do this. And when I go, I don't necessarily see families from all around the county as far as maybe income diversity being able to take advantage of the swan boats as much. So I think in the future, maybe we can just reconsider the pricing structure. I do understand, then how do you pay for the swan boats? It's $77,000 for 12 of them. I get that, and I understand that, but maybe we can do something like we do at the zoo, where we have a day or a certain day of the week where it's half off, or something like that, so that if there's a mother or a father who has several children and they've always wanted to do it, but they may not necessarily have, that much money to spend for a 30-minute swan boat ride around the lake.
Yeah, certainly I will take your suggestion back to both the zoo director or the complex director as well as the parks director and let them know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But it is a very nice amenity for the county and also revenue generating. Freeholders? Okay. So please list it for action later this evening. Moving to resolution number 11.
Thank you, Madam President. Department of Public Works, Division of Building and Grounds, contract award to FW Webb Company to furnish and deliver plumbing and heating supplies. This is an exercise in two-year contract extension in the amount not to exceed $200,000. The previous contract was spent $117,947.73, and Mr. Reglieri is here to explain.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Reglieri. I represent the FW Web Company. I've been in the plumbing and heating business for 36 years, so we have plenty of experience in the field. If there are any other questions I can answer for you, go right ahead.
Where do you deliver the plumbing supplies to? How does the operation work?
Various locations throughout the county, depending on where the product is requested. So we just make the daily deliveries.
Is it departments?
This, Madam President, this is for entire complex, for all our buildings, grounds, et cetera. When DPW, Department of Public Works, requests let's say for this particular building, it's the products are delivered here.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Palavecchio?
No questions.
Freeholders? Okay, hearing none, please list it. For action later this evening, Mr. Coltree, resolution number 12.
Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering, resolution consenting to the Township of Irvington Resolution DPW 17-081535 to install 2 new bus stop shelters. The bus stops will be along western bound Chancellor Avenue, at Coit Street, and along northbound Grove Street near Olson Place. New Jersey Transit will bear all costs for these new shelters.
Okay. Mr. Palavecchio?
Yeah. Jay, I understand that New Jersey Transit will pay for the installation. Is there any upkeep, maintenance costs that are contemplated, recognizing that they're bus shelters? But if something were to break or glass crack, is that on transit?
Historically, New Jersey Transit maintains and participates with all their bus stops.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, freeholders? Okay, hearing none. Please list it. For action later this evening, Mr. Coltree, resolution number 13.
Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering, resolution consenting to the City of Newark resolution number 7R3D to delete bus stops along westbound Central Avenue at First Street. Deleting these along westbound Central Avenue at First Street to accommodate a new traffic pattern and lane reservation along Central Avenue. There's also many other bus stops in that area, and New Jersey Transit is also covering all costs and maintenance for this renovation.
Okay. Mr. Palavecchio?
No questions.
Freeholders? Any questions? Okay, please list it and move to resolution 14.
Thank you, Madam President. Department of Health and Rehabilitation Division of Hospital Center, 2-year affiliation agreement with Keene University. This is a renewal agreement for nursing students that meet all the state requirements, and the school also provides insurance for the students.
Okay. Mr. Palavecchio?
No questions.
Freeholders? Okay, hearing none. Please list it. Mr. Coltree, is there anyone here that's to speak to a resolution that's on this agenda? I see a whole row of people who haven't come before me, unless you're a fan of mine, which is quite possible. You know, right? There you go, it's a thing. I'd like you to come forward and speak to the resolution.
Thank you, Madam President. My name is John Lawyer. I'm Vice President of State and Local Government Affairs for the National Ready Mix Concrete Association. We're here to speak on the resolution concerning the Assembly bill. We have the support of the Firefighters Mutual Benevolent Association. That's why the firefighters are in the back of the room here. The bill addresses the concerns that came out of the Edgewater, the Lakewood, and the Maplewood fires, and reflects the recommendations made by the Building Code Advisory Council that Governor Christie appointed. It is a lame duck bill. It will be renumbered and responsored after the first of the year. But essentially, it makes multifamily housing, hospitals, schools, hotels, motels, non-combustible and safer. This includes affordable housing, and it does so at nearly a zero-cost sum. And all this to say, we have broad-based support in the state legislature for the bill, so we would appreciate consideration from Essex County on a resolution that would endorse the action.
Okay. Would anyone else like to come forward and also say some words about it? This is resolution number 43, supporting the bill.
Good evening, Freeholders. My name is Kyle Hughes. I am a Patterson firefighter and the Northern District Vice President of the State FMBA. As you know, we represent different locals in Essex County, including Bloomfield, Belleville, Irvington, the Four Oranges, Maplewood, and Nutley. And we, in 2015, a fire destroyed a building in Edgewater. More than half of 408 units were destroyed. And earlier this year, the same building type construction fire destroyed a building in Maplewood. Thankfully, there was no deaths or serious injuries at either event. But next time, firefighters and the community and residents might not be that lucky. We think it's very important to pass this bill for the safety of the citizens of Essex County. And, we also know that Essex County likes to be at the forefront of this kind of event. And they're building buildings like this now in New York City and Chicago. And we believe that it would be super beneficial to begin that trend now here in New Jersey. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Would you like to come up? Okay. And again, for the record, this is resolution number 43. I want to thank you all for coming. It is important not only to keep our residents safe, but also to keep our first responders safe. As many know, my significant other is a firefighter. And you never know when that multi-alarm is going to go off, and fire trucks from all over are going to have to come together to battle flames. It's one of those things. So I pray for your safety as well as the safety of our residents. We are entering in that season where we generally see a spike in occurrences in terms of fires, because people leave the stoves on to keep warm, and maybe the heaters or the Christmas lights. So I ask everyone within earshot to be careful and to also get the fire alarms, the smoke detectors, and the carbon monoxide detectors too. And not every household has them, but you can get them free also from the Red Cross. If you're hearing this, you can contact your local Red Cross, who will drop that off to you. And I thank you, gentlemen, for coming down and for standing up for what it is that you believe in. Ms. Paul-Vecchio?
No comments.
Freeholders? Okay. Freeholders, are there any questions or comments regarding commendations number 15 through 42? Freeholder Siebold.
Thank you. I'd like to be included on number 39.
Okay. Freeholders? Should it be by acclamation? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so possibly 39 as well as 40? Is that the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Come again?
41.
And 41.
And 41. Thank you, Medina. Freeholders? Okay, hearing no more questions or comments. Is there any resolution that needs to be extracted from a collective vote? As tonight's meeting is a conference board meeting, and for members of the public, what you saw tonight is issues that were discussed, but that had also been previously presented and discussed in leadership meetings too. So if it seems like we're moving quickly, these things have been thoroughly discussed. Is there any resolution that needs to be removed from a collective vote? Do I have a motion and a second to take resolutions 2 through 4 and 7, and then 9 through 43?
I'll move it.
Moved by Freeholder Siebold. Is there a second? Second by Freeholder Richardson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Gill, absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Jones.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano, absent. Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebold.
Yes.
Freeholder Toro, absent. Freeholder President Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Now we're going to move to report of board committees. Are there any report of board committees? Just want to remind everyone again that the Committee to Review Nonprofit Funding on December 7th at 9 in the morning at the Sheila Y. Oliver Conference Room at the Leroy Smith Building. How do you like that for all those names? We're going to be offering, it's something called Date the Funders, to where there's going to be funders that give to grassroots nonprofits. And you can come and learn from different foundations what it is that they're looking for in candidates to receive funding, how a grant application should look, and you'll have an opportunity also to speak to direct funders as well. Any other board committee reports? Any legislative reports? Any written communication? Any unfinished business? Any new business to conduct? All right, opening up public comment session. Any members of the public?
Good evening, freeholders. I'm All-Right Cowboy, home Cowboy Ranch House. It's a pleasure to be here tonight, and I'm listening to some of the things that is going on. It is very enriching to what I'm trying to say is that some of the things that I have talked on and got answers from down at Weekway Park and porta potties, talking about the trees and the falling of the limbs and the things that they've been down for quite a while, and I thought that something was going to happen. I know that you are getting around to getting things done or finding out why things aren't being done, but things aren't being done fast enough because winter is coming and the wind is blowing and the trees are falling, the limbs is laying all around Elizabeth Avenue, all the way down Elizabeth Avenue, trees, limbs and stuff is falling, and the weather isn't bad yet. And I know that, like I said, the porta potties, I'm hearing a lot of people speaking on that when they come into the place of Weekway Park inside. They don't go to the porta potties because it's too disgusting. And then the place is being closed up now, not at 6 o'clock, now at 5 o'clock. And the people can't get in to go to the bathroom. The park is open up until 6 or 7 o'clock outside, and they can't go to any place to go to the bathrooms. And to tell me that there's 11 porta potties throughout the whole park of Newark is disgusting to all the people and the things that are coming into Newark, of all the people, the baseball, the football, the soccer, all those events. There isn't enough porta potties and they stink. And I mean, the people will not go in them, and they're complaining to the community center, telling the people how bad they are, and I don't know if it's getting around. Another thing that I would like to say is that the people, the maintenance people on Weekway Park is doing a very good job, but there is maintenance supervisors that don't know what's going on, and they're doing things around here. The floors are being mopped up every day. They're chasing the seniors out to mop up the place, and that isn't right. I'm trying to bring seniors in the place to accommodate what the park is about, and they're chasing them out to mop the floors. Now, I would like somebody to look into that and see how the supervision is being handled. I will bring up more about that later, but I thank you for that.
Thank you. Okay.
Douglas Freeman, Weequahic Park Sports Authority Conservancy. I want to speak on a few matters, Madam President. P.O. Box 4252. The oval section of the park is reaching to a limit where we may have to install bathrooms. It's getting to the point where we're looking at track people, walks, running activities. In the month of July, August, and September, we're doing over 20,000 people. And there's not enough porta potties usage for 20,000 people. It's just not going to work. So maybe we need to look into different options for actually installing the different bathrooms. As on behalf of the complaint, which Cowboy is talking about, as far as the rec room, there is an issue with the cleaning. It's just the time frame. It's a lot of usage of the building. So we have the senior program that takes up time. Then we have the Domino's Club. Then we have the Seniors Club. Then we have the children's in the building. So we're doing about, and our figures was 5,000 to 6,000 just in that small building. The building is too small. That's just the point, is that it's too many groups using the one small area, and there's other spaces in that building that's not utilized. So the complaint he has about the floor, it needs to be clean. So, we can accommodate Cowboy the best that we can, and we're gonna have this discussion later at a later time, Cowboy. Thank you.
Okay, I guess you all can have a consultation after this amongst yourselves. But I think that the two of you are actually quite speaking similar things when you come to that microphone. Are there any other members of the public wishing to comment? Okay. Hearing none, closing public comment session. Opening up freeholder comment session. Freeholders? All right, hearing none, motion to adjourn?